Welcome to episode 31 of the Sean McGuinness podcast. Today we sit down with George Accari, fellow personal trainer, friend, colleague, and all-round nutcase / legend to discuss everything life-related, training-related, influencers. We talk about mistakes we've made, our struggles up to now during COVID. We get insight into how he trains people. I think there is a lot of life lessons in this episode, as well as a lot of laughs. Definitely enjoyed this, and no doubt you will too. So enjoy, and I will see you on the other side. Okay, welcome to episode 31 of the Sean McGuinness podcast. We're here with George Accari.
I think I beat you to it. Mine's empty at the moment.
Here we go.
Good.
Cheersing if you can't see it. George we've got him back on second time, first round. Just like anything in life, when we did it the first time, we said, well, this is probably going to be shit, so we'll just do it, and then we'll get better the next time. But, George, give us a little bit of a rundown about yourself in the shortest amount of time. What are you about?
Well, hello to everybody. Thanks for having me again. What I'm about, pretty much since the last time we were on, which probably was a little bit shit, gotten a little bit better hopefully, but pretty much about the same thing, but in a higher quality, feeling good, moving well, getting better.
So you're a trainer as well, obviously?
Yeah, personal trainer. Made the shift from Sydney CBD, George Street, where we used to work, to Bondi Junction Fitness First.
So we'll start off with that. That was obviously when COVID hit. We adapted, and we obviously work in the city, and the city's like a ghost town now. But so you've moved to Bondi now?
Yeah, well, I was working there part-time. I was passporting between the two clubs pre-COVID, but post-COVID is definitely something else in the city. Very, very quiet. It's actually quite sad because I pretty much established myself at that gym, had a good business, met great people, learned a lot. It's actually, I love the CBD as well. As much as it's people are stressed and it's a hustle and everything else, I'm a high stress individual anyway. I love that shit. Yeah,
so it was a pain in the ass for you, but you got yourself into a bit of a hole over COVID, but you bounced back, and now you're kind of starting again, and you're kind of building a business from scratch, basically, aren't you now?
Pretty much from scratch, yeah. Not quite, yeah.
You are fully booked before this.
Yeah, I was on 34 sessions.
Yeah, you were fully booked, in February, which is the amount.
Very good amount to give the quality service that we give. Seeing people 2 and 3 times a week, pretty much being on top of them, food-wise, recovery-wise.
And just like a lot of people that say, you kind of went to that dark place. But what's your other option, really? It's just to get fucking back on board and go again.
Really, it doesn't even matter if you get into a dark place, you're going to get out regardless. If you hang in there long enough, and pretty much it's not the end of the world. It might be the end of the world, your world, temporarily at the moment, you know what I mean? When it happens, you're in a hole, it's dark, it's shit, yeah, but this shit goes full circle all day, every day anyway, man.
And if you don't know Bondi, it's kind of I don't know how you could even compare it to America. Maybe like Venice Beach, or it's kind of where all the show ponies go to train and look good, and it's kind of like the health mecca of, I would say, Australia even.
It's definitely.
Yeah.
I'd say the whole area in general, regardless of the gym, taking the gym equation out of it, that whole area is quite very health conscious, very yoga, really good food, organic everywhere, and the rest of it sort of leading the way definitely for like Sydney. Yeah,
it's good to see, but then just like we were talking before, I think people are then going from caring about their health, where it can also become an unhealthy obsession. So we were talking briefly before about comparing yourselves to others. Okay, do you fall into that, being a PT, or even just looking at other people around?
Just in regards to the area, how we said you can't fall into that trap. I think it's two sides to the coin. It's always going to be, wherever it's really high quality, there's space there for really low quality.
Yeah.
When there's space there for really good health, very health conscious, there are people who are very health unconscious sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it is very easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to people there. I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of sexy people, a lot of strong people.
Yeah.
It's a very... Aesthetics plays a major role.
Yeah.
But in there as well, there is a demographic where a lot of people are like, when they get to the point where I need health, it's health. But most certainly I can say 100% in my life, like I compared myself, especially when I started training, coming down to George Street and seeing people doing 30, 40 sessions, cranking non-stop and whatnot. Yeah. It's a bit, when you're new to something, it's intimidating and it's overwhelming, you know what I mean? If you're overweight, you want to lose weight, you step into a gym, you go to Bondi, shit's a little bit hectic. Yeah. You're going to look around and you're like, well, maybe it's not the place for me. When in actual fact, it's exactly where you need to be, sort of thing. But
have you kind of changed your level of empathy towards, say, non-gym people going in, well, especially that gym, who were like, even someone who trains would be intimidated? And you could obviously say gyms in general, they're going to be different everywhere. We were lucky. The one we picked in the city was one where you could kind of say it's a corporate gym, but everywhere else around was full of Instagram models and people in great shape. Yeah, how has kind of your level of empathy changed towards probably the clientele you do train now?
Yeah, like 100%. Empathy's gone up through the roof, yeah, but just touching base on what you just said about the corporate gym that we worked in, until you get out of it, you don't know how good that gym actually is, sort of thing. 100%. Someone stepping into Bondi with the goal of like losing weight or whatnot, I'll probably be more inclined to go approach them and help them and ask them, I'm new here, just like you're new here. Also, I feel I've only been there for like, I think 6 weeks full time, 5 weeks full, like no George Street at all. I sort of feel like them, almost. If they're new, I haven't seen them before, I feel like I was new here 5 weeks ago. Yeah. I didn't know what's what, who's who, sort of thing. But just like everything, man, when you start something new, it's unfamiliar, it's uncomfortable, one foot in front of the other. Next thing you know, you got some momentum. As they say, the rest is history, man. Put one foot in front of the other. Let's get this shit rolling.
How do you stop yourself falling into the trap, even in general, not just in fitness terms, of comparing yourself to other? Because obviously we will use social media, we'll try to be productive on it and use information, but some of the times we will be like, what the fuck am I doing? I've just been mindlessly scrolling for the past half an hour looking at other people. So does that affect you? How do you deal with it?
The number one thing, it happens to me a lot. I do. I always compare myself to who I was, where I was, and other people, obviously, who are like in a position where I want to be. Business-wise, finance-wise, whatever it is. But I just always take myself back and I think I've spent too much time worrying about this shit and nothing came of it that's beneficial. I just think about that, all the times where I'm like, nothing has come good out of this ever, and I'm doing the same shit. I've got bills to pay. Time's not going backwards. Make a move, sort of thing. And then I think more than anything is if you think about it, you can't really get shit out of that. Nothing comes out of it.
So imagine someone thinking they might be going on Instagram, and whether it's weight loss and they're looking at people, oh, this person's in great shape, or this person has lots of money. And then when you actually total all that time up, you're spending a half an hour a day doing that. I don't know, quick maths, what that is over the course of the year. That's a fucking lot of time that you could be using to get towards that position you want. It's pretty mad.
Yeah. It's a lot of time, actually. What's that work out to be like? 160 hours or something. And not to mention that as well, even when you're looking at those people, Insta celebrities, Insta influencers and all that shit, 85% of it is bullshit. Yeah. They're making it look, I look good, I look mad, I'm happy, I'm smiling. Pray for me. I'm in hospital. Healthy people don't go to hospital to have to have dialysis and to have surgeries based on...
I'm going to do you one better. Luke Lehman, who I had on my podcast, Lou showed me this thing yesterday. He did a talk on steroids.
Muscle nerds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there was a talk on steroids. There's bikini competitors now getting ready for shows. Guess what steroid they're using?
I don't know. I can't guess.
Ice.
Crack?
Yeah.
Like methamphetamine,
yeah,
ice?
methamphetamine ice. They're using
Smoke it?
Yeah. I don't know how they're taking it, but they're taking it.
Smoking ice?
Yeah, to get ready for shows.
What's it lean out?
Well, it's a massive appetite suppressor, wouldn't it be? Like, it's a stimulant.
See what I mean? See what I mean? You have to ask yourself what kind of fucking loser you are to think this is a good idea, especially if you're healthy.
Yeah.
And you talk people on drugs down, but you're doing that to step on a stage.
Yeah, I know.
For a degenerate has been fucked with to say you do get a point or you don't get a point. The world is fucked.
It's crazy.
We're cooked. That breaks my heart, not only for health and fitness, but for people in general. That's fucked up. What are they doing this for? And if you ask those people, what is your purpose? Why are you doing this? To win a competition where I get absolutely fuck all from it.
Well, I think
smoking ice.
The reason there's so many federations in each show is because you have to pay to get into each. So you have like a novice, and again, I've had people on before, but again, we're coming back to the point where it's like, okay, you may have gotten in this for health reasons, or you may be looking at these people for quote unquote inspiration. And you're kind of doing a lot of damage to your body. And the reason there's so many divisions because you have to pay to get into each one. And so they're just making loads of money off it.
Is there different divisions in each federation?
I think so, yeah. Like novice, I don't know, all that kind of stuff. You're basically getting ripped off anyway, even more. So people can get, but so don't worry if you're getting on stage and you have no teeth.
The ice is actually unbelievable. That's some next level shit. That's actually crack.
Yeah, crack, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
These are people, this is who you're looking at for inspiration. You need to check yourself.
Yeah.
You need to think, what do I want in 2 years or 5 years to be the person who's crippled, lifted too heavy, broke their spine, has dramas in their knee, and smoked crack in the process, or I'm just happy, I'm healthy, I'm doing the best I can, and you've got what you want.
Yeah, I was actually having a conversation with one of my clients today, and he was saying that his partner's group of friends, he went away with them, okay, and they're mad into Instagram and kind of showing people the life that they want them to believe they're living, all right? And then so they'll be at the dinner table, and one of them will take a picture of the meal and tag the rest in, and the rest will go and comment on the picture while they're having the dinner. And basically, the new documentary's out. I haven't watched it, The Social Dilemma.
I've heard a lot about it. Yeah.
Someone on my podcast we talked about before that just like anything, any drug, that if you keep releasing dopamine, and it's the same with diabetes, when you release too much insulin, it's the same with stress, when you release too much cortisol, your body will become desensitized to it. So you actually become desensitized to the pleasure of the social media.
Yeah, of course.
So you need more and more and more, like any drug.
Yeah. It becomes a normal part of your physiology sort of thing. Normalizes. You need more crack. It's the same thing you see with people on drugs.
Yeah.
You've got to chase the
hit. Chase the hit.
I'm on the alcohol. Yeah, it's coming down. I need more alcohol.
And I definitely experienced that. Like when I'll do a good video on Instagram and I'll get the likes, and man, it's properly unnatural. I'll wake up in the morning and what do I have? 7,000 followers. Like, it means nothing to me. I've luckily built a business of it, but I'll wake up in the morning and you will get that like Christmas Eve itch to check your phone, to check how many likes you're getting. Because again, when you're going with dopamine, when you've had the same reward after a while. Same with drugs, same with food. Dopamine, but dopamine comes before the anticipation is the dopamine release.
Your mind already knows like it's real, like what's going to happen. It's expecting it. It's a certain level of, all right, anticipation. Here we go. I woke up, check the phone. I want the hit's coming already. Boost it.
And I'm not
get it high.
I'm not ashamed to say that is a very, very hard habit for me to break. Like very hard. I can't keep the phone in the room. Me and Lou will have blow-ups about it. But it's like anything, any habit. You know, this is not good, but you just can't stop yourself doing it. Like it's nuts.
Look, the habit thing's 100%. Because even I got some pretty bad habits. I think the biggest thing with that, cause it's social media as well, business-wise, it's like a double whammy. It's not just going to get the hit for you.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, this is a business. You're genuine as well. I know you obviously, so you're going to help people. You know what I mean? Many other people who got like 200, 300,000 buy my cookie cutter $10 program. I'm advertising Bondi Sands and fucking how to pull your dick. The rest of it shit. That's their whole life. Like all they do is operate on how can I get another like, how can I sell something, any brand reach out to me. That's proper misery. Like I'm the opposite. How I've only got like 400 or 400 people or something. I even think to myself like I don't even want to check my phone.
Oh yeah, so you're on the opposite.
But the second I'm on Insta, I might be like, I've been sitting here so long, I'm numb in my legs, I can't stand up.
Well, you're on the toilet and your legs gone numb.
Yeah. Toilet all the time. I fell asleep once at Garden Island before I started PTing. I was working at Garden Island. This is like 5 years ago. I went into, there's portable toilets. They move them with the crane. They put them near the ships. All right, they change them around on the island. I came in, I sat on the toilet. I'm looking at my phone, Insta. I'm scrolling. Next thing I know, I just wake up in a sweat because the sun had rotated over the last 2 hours, shone through the light, and just made me sweat my life out. My phone was on the floor, and I was smoking. I was trying to get. I'm just like, this is too far. This shit. I think it might have been Facebook back then, even just scrolling on Facebook before Insta, like before Insta became the go-to social media app sort of thing. You get drawn into that shit hard.
And obviously, whether it's people that we look at as PTs being like, oh, like this person has such a big following, whether it's my clients showing me or talking about this person who did this transformation, we talk to this person, but when Rob was on the podcast, one of the things in terms of fat loss, it's like, although that person got a result, that does not mean you can get that result. Like he'll tell people he's one of the best when it comes to fat loss.
Yeah.
He'll go, look, this has worked for a lot of people, but the rates how it works are completely different.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's like, in terms of fat loss, in terms of everything, it's absolutely pointless comparing yourself because, okay, that person lost 10 kilos quicker. They just have a genetic makeup, different metabolism to you.
Yeah.
So you even worrying about them it's just wasting energy and causing stress.
Yeah, and I think in regards to that, they'll probably tell you as well, more than anyone, you could probably, if you had to, you want out of the way?
Telling George to put a pillow on his back so he can get close to the mic.
Yeah, they'll probably tell you there's other things you can do that are better for you. Like if it's a fat loss thing, specific exercises based on how big you are. If something's wrong with your ligaments, tendons, joints wise, stuff like that, what will be best suited for you? Just to get to where they're at. There's no telling that you can lose all that weight, but the time shouldn't play play a big part.
But even comparing yourself,
you can't compare yourself to no one.
And it's hard again, we'll talk from a fitness perspective, but you could substitute any job or any goal in there. And it's really hard when you're new in the gym and you know you can help people, and then you go, oh, here's me walking around trying to build a business and talk to people, and that idiot over there has 30 sessions. I did that for years. It's toxic, and it's very hard to not do. It's almost impossible. But I don't know. How do you break it? How do you stop yourself from doing that?
I've done that for a while. I'm not gonna lie. I've been there before. Even now, it plays a bit in your mind because I'm new to the gym I'm at. Honestly, all you can do is the best you can do, sort of thing. Like, you know what you have to do. You do what you have to do. If you do the bare minimum, slowly but surely it'll happen. Put a bit more effort in. If you're already there for longer, talk to more people. It's a matter of time. And also, I can't really judge, like put myself in anybody else's shoes, and no one can put theirs in mine, because the way I'm thinking, the way I'm sleeping, the way I'm feeling, what my expectations are, that's no one else's expectations.
But it's funny, human nature,
human conditioning.
Well, you just want it straight away. Yeah. Like when I started at George Street and I had to build a business, I just wanted it straight away. In terms of weight loss, you will just want it straight away. You just want to be lean straight away. And as corny as it sounds, and from training people, but when you actually do build out of your own fucking hard work and sweat, the satisfaction you get from that is unbelievable, and that will give you momentum for other aspects of your life. When you go, fuck, that 2 years. When I always tell the story that, I'm sure you have the same. When we first started as a trainer, I was, to get people on board, the gym will offer them free sessions. And I think one day I did about 6 or 7 free sessions, got rejected every time. Okay,
to convert, you mean?
Yeah, to convert every time. And it's like, you're trying to get, like, Sydney's not cheap. I need money, like. And I remember I had one more session at 6 p.m. and there's the Starbucks is the only cafe open in Sydney after 4 p.m. For some reason, they all shut early. And I went in there and I was listening to Tony Robbins or Eric Thomas. It was some motivational speech to get psyched up for that person at 6 o'clock. Now, I didn't get that person at 6 o'clock, but I always think back to that time. And I'm like, okay, that was actually, it's good now from my high horse looking back. Yeah. But it did serve me well. I'm like, all right, I wasn't a pussy. I still went through with it.
Yeah, I listened to apes of that shit in between.
I know you had times when you were starting. You actually we told a similar story where you stopped in your car. You were on the way to work, and you're exact same. Listen to that.
I actually heard the line that like I still played all the time in my head. I think it was Les Brown, and he said, "If you get a no, embrace the no, because every no brings you closer to a yes."
Yeah,
and they're the yeses that you want. You want to sort through the people you don't want to be with, because if they don't want to be with you, and you're going to have to convince them, you're going to have to keep convincing them and pouring your energy into them being a part of whatever you're trying to create. And you don't want those people, you sort of don't want to, you want to bring them on board if they want to be on board. But if you just keep hanging in there, the harder the fight, the sweeter the victory, sort of thing.
But even there's a lot of obviously similarities with fat loss and what we were doing. We're trying to build a business, or in general anyway, but it's just a matter. There was a rule basically in our gym, and I told George this: there wasn't a trainer that failed that just fucking hung around the gym all day. Like, and so when it comes to fat loss, I'll basically tell people it's the person who gets the best result is basically just the one that hangs in the game the longest. If you can commit to a plan that will keep you in the game the longest, you will win. And the people, and it will be the same as when I was in that Starbucks. People were messaging me, Sean, I'm at my wit's end. I'm about to lose the plot. I haven't seen that weight drop in weeks. I'm about to quit, and I'll hop on the phone, I'll talk them down off the ledge, and then it will be, they could have dropped a week or two after, and that keeps the momentum for another while. 2-3 years later, they have basically changed their life for the better. They look unbelievable. And again, that was the advice I said to George, and George can probably definitely testify to that.
Yeah, I think in regards to not even just the fat loss, just being in the gym, for us, if you're going to get something, it's a process. And you have to ask yourself, this is one of Carly, one of my clients.
Yeah.
She was like, how quick do you think I could lose the weight? And I'm like, how long did it take you to put it on before you said, like, I've gotten to this point? And she's like, I haven't trained in a year since I broke my toe.
Yeah.
I'm like, A, breaking your toe shouldn't be enough for you to put 22 kilos on. B, you're going to have to give some time. Even if you are doing it consciously, it's going to take some time. A, for your body to readjust to exactly what you're doing. You're going to fall off. You're not going to go straight from what you're doing now, Ben and Jerry's in the freezer, having a banana bread and doing whatnot, to eating your chicken, your tuna, your salad. You can still eat a bit of that, yeah, but like you were talking about dopamine, if you know I'm on the way to work and the banana bread's waiting, you're already peaking.
Yeah, you're getting that dopamine.
You're getting the hit.
Yeah.
You're waiting for it. You know it's a reward. It's going to make your morning good. The coffee with the boys, the coffee with the office people downstairs, cigarettes, same thing.
Yeah.
I used to talk to people at NAB. I'm only coming for a cigarette to not be upstairs. And I was like, you're going to be taking the piss? They're like, I smoke socially anyway.
Yeah.
What's one on Tuesday morning? To not be upstairs. I'm like, come on, man. It might be nothing to you, but your body knows.
And then I talk about how hard one habit is to break, and somebody's coming who's gained 20 kilos and they've developed multiple of those habits. And we know how hard it is to break one.
Yeah.
And so if you're talking about how quick you can lose fat, well, not only is it going to take a long time, longer than you think in terms of losing at a safe rate, in metabolism to adjust, all that kind of science stuff, but then also from a habitual point of view, that takes a long time to replace those habits.
Yeah. It's even more than a habit. After a while, it's pretty much your identity.
Yeah.
It's just who you are. Like, you don't even think about it. You can say it's habitual, yeah, but man, to people, especially I've been doing it for a long time, who A, don't exercise, B, don't know anything about nutrition and food, C, have horrible sleep, high stress, and get told by a doctor all they know, I can't keep buying clothes, I'm getting bigger, I'm uncomfortable, can't breathe properly, whatnot. It's a fucking journey. It's going to be bad. It's actually going to be bad even in the process of doing good for yourself. It's the same thing with everything you do. If you start a business, it's traumatic, yeah, get some momentum, 5 years later, this guy's got one of the top businesses. Yeah,
because then even on the point of staying in the game, if someone has heaps of habits to lose, okay, well, for you mightn't be losing weight straight away because you just have so much roadblocks in your way at the time. So it's a matter of getting to the stage where those habits are pretty congruent with you losing weight. Okay, then the stars may align. And I'll tell the story. I'm going to get on the podcast. Emma, one of my clients, literally took us about a year for her to start losing anything. And then in the space of a few weeks or 12 weeks, she dropped 10 kilos because it was just about finding the right approach. It was about getting everything in line with her activity and her nutrition. And again, you would have similar clients the same way. Yeah. Where you're not in a position to lose fat because your habits aren't congruent with that. And we need to spend this time replacing and breaking those before we even think about it.
Even like fat loss is one thing, but one of my clients, you know who it is, she couldn't walk for a while. Like she had an accident, CrossFit. Like I'm not going to blame CrossFit, but she was doing
another
CrossFit.
one. Added to the list.
She's probably like up there for the top dramas. 2 discs, I think. 2 discs, something in the neck. I can't remember all of it. The questionnaire, I just looked at it and I was like, what the fuck am I here
I think you had, and we say this in confidence because we always consult with Nigel, our friend and physio.
Yeah.
And you had circle where you saw on the human body, and she'd circle the whole fucking chart.
Yeah, it was actually that's why. She told me when I met her on the floor, I just got cleared by my physio, and I was like, "Oh, what did you clear for?" And she's like, "To train." I said, "All right, but what did you have to get cleared from?" She's like, "A couple of breakages in my spine. I had neck, my leg, and my hip," and I was like, maybe she's exaggerating. Yeah. Then I couldn't walk for 4 months. I had to learn how to walk again. And I was just like, whoa. Yeah. This chick's in the bench. She's doing skull crushes, I think, when you saw her. Yeah, skull crushes. Yeah. Overhead tricep. I was like, why are you doing this? And she's like, I just think it's a good exercise. But I think she She goes, I want to lose my weight because she gained a lot of weight, depression, everything else, working off work for a while, couldn't provide. She's very like corporate executive as well, very big, high earning corporate executive. And then I think in about 15 or 16 weeks, her weight was going like down a kilo, back up a kilo. And I was like, look, don't let the weight on the scale be the biggest marker.
Yeah.
You're coming back from an injury where you can't walk. Your muscles don't work. Muscle weighs a lot more than fat. We need to get your body back into a place where you can go hard. Right now, doing the light stuff, a lot of it is more beneficial for your body. You need to eat on point. That's the biggest struggle she had.
So you were looking at, very important, non-scale victories.
Non-scale victories in...
So she was complaining she wasn't losing weight, and you said...
She only used the scale.
How's your pain? Oh, it's
improved. I had to reiterate that.
Yeah.
Reiterate, like all the time.
Yeah.
I had to tell her. And even when she'd tell me, we lost 2.5, I put a kilo back on. All right. You haven't sent me photos of your food. You haven't uploaded your food. And he's like, I splurged just on 2 days ago. What did you have? I went to it's an Italian restaurant near a place. We had pizza and pasta with the kids. I'm like, you ate the pizza, the pasta, and the garlic bread and wine? He said, yeah. I said, that's a kilo of water.
Yeah.
You ate 300 carbs. You're holding a litre, 1.2 litres. Don't use that. Did you sleep well? Yeah. You couldn't sleep 6 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago. Yeah, I did. How's your digestion? Yeah, I went to the toilet in the morning. You never used to go to the toilet. Slowly but surely, like, it's a health aspect of it, internal. Then when it's time, the external will do its thing. The exterior will do its thing.
Yeah, so maybe if someone, that's a good point, if someone isn't losing on the scale and using that as your only metric, well, maybe look at aligning all the other quote-unquote non-scale victories will be your blood pressure, would be if you had your bloods done, no doubt your cholesterol, all those markers, inflammation. It would be your pain. It would be how well you're sleeping. It would be how regular you go on the toilet. On Lacey was Ireland that brutal. I talk about like anything kind of personal, and no doubt like digestion and your toilet health. And he had a client talk about. He asks, obviously, when it comes to that, oh, how regularly do you go to the toilet? Oh, yeah, very regular, every Wednesday.
Is that legit?
Yeah.
Someone said that legit?
100%, yeah, legit. Because people don't know what normal is. So they're like, all right, I'm going to the toilet. I don't feel bloated in the morning. I don't feel bloated after my meals. My resting heart rate's gone down.
Yeah, that's another thing, like the normal part of it. If people don't know what actually normal is, to go to the toilet twice a day, or for what your heart rate's supposed to be, or how much you're supposed to be short on breath doing a exercise sort of thing, it's blind leading the blind.
So you look at, okay, non-scale victory. We're lifting more weight in the gym. Your heart rate's lower in between sets.
Yeah.
You couldn't do this much volume before.
Yeah.
You couldn't get into this mobility position before. You're not paying when you squat.
Yeah. I think even the simple stuff like food, eating better while still eating the poor quality stuff. All right, what'd you have for lunch? As opposed to the schnitzel, the grilled chicken. All right, and what? And the mash.
Yeah.
And I had the mushroom sauce. I'm like, but you didn't have the schnitzel. So you saved 300 calories. You wouldn't have done that if you weren't doing the gym, if you weren't doing the recovery. It's all working as part of a unit. Now everything's in sync. You eat a bit better, you train a bit smarter, you feel a bit better, you sleep a bit better, you get a compliment, your relationships are better. It's a full circle. All right, let's hone in on that circle. Keep it where it's at. This little dot here, that can be your bad food, cheap food, whatever you want to call it, naughty hour, whatever it is. But for her, she had a physio. Obviously, she had a lot of surgeons and stuff because she had a pretty horrific injury. But the physio was telling her, whatever you're doing right now, keep doing it. I haven't seen your back this strong ever since, pretty much.
And even on the point you're talking about, and I'll have clients the same way, whether online or face-to-face, they may be making better food choices, but still the calorie balance doesn't line up for a consistent doesn't line up consistently enough for them to lose weight. But you're like, okay, well, let's look at the positive. You are making better choices towards that goal of you eating better food quality, which will fill you up and keep you satiated, towards the overall goal of eating consistently in a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
So I have people where it's like, they may be eating better, they may even be eating less calories, but then for that week, their step count goes down. So now calories in, calories out are misaligned, and they're not going to lose weight. But I'll go, look, this is the first week we hit a calorie deficit. Next, we just need to keep that going. And it's kind of like life in general, where you just spinning plates. Keep that plate spinning, and then let's do it. Let's just bump your activity up. Yeah. And again, those one habits towards, and then when the stars align and you do hit that a decent amount of activity to burn calories and get that in, then we'll be smooth sailing.
Yeah, it's a lot of chipping away, especially for anybody who's like, I want to change 3 or 4 things. My biggest mantra is probably, if you're controlling and in control of your food, that's the biggest win you can have, because that's what you do the most often. That's what's the easiest to fail on. So if you're like, this is the easiest thing I can do is eat what I'm accustomed to, and it's bad, it's wrong for you, it's counterproductive to your cause sort of thing, and you cut that out and eat something better, that mental victory is probably more beneficial than you getting to a gym or getting your steps in the opening phase of you wanting to lose weight or get healthy.
But people don't look at that because they're still so concentrated on this number on the scales that they're not actually acknowledging those little victories that when they all add up, that will lead to the big victory.
Yeah, I think on that note as well, you have to put some value to it. Like if you know, I eat poorly, Tuesday's pizza night, I always eat pizza from this restaurant, and then you don't, that's like a catalyst for everything else. You feel better about yourself, you make better choices in the morning. And also, probably more than anything, you have to know what target you're going for and what you're going to do. If you're hoping for the best, we're just going to go for this shit, see how we go, it's not going to work out for you. You can have all the information to do everything that you know, this is what I need to do, A, B, C, fall into place and get what I want, but it's not enough. You're going to have to do it. I read somewhere, information doesn't change people. If it did, everyone would be rich, skinny and happy. Yeah. And you're like, listen man, you need accountability and an understanding and some realistic timelines on what's going to happen. Are you going to fall off? Yes, I'll fall off. The fittest people fall off. They just don't show you on Instagram. Oh, look, I had a bender on the weekend. I'm grinding my teeth. No, they're putting up photos that they took at the photo shoot when they had 65 of them. The photo shoot that they paid for, that they hired a gym for, that they hired a makeup artist to come to, that they hired a photographer and a Photoshop engineer, got changed 8 times, got someone to rub oil on them.
And how do you know? Because you'll see them post a picture and you'll see them in the gym posting it, not looking like that at all.
Yeah. Actually, I've seen...
You would see it abundantly.
I see a lot. There's a few, you don't even know who they are. Someone told me, like, I'm not going to say names and shit, but I'm not going to say names, but someone said, that's
Mr.
blah,
Jones.
blah. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know who that is, bro. Like, I don't follow this shit. Showed me a photo, Insta straight away, highlight reel. Fucking highlight reel of highlight reels, this shit beyond.
Yeah.
Looked at it, I'm like, if that honestly is the same person, I just saw a fucking coward walk past me, man. That is, it's robbery. It's just straight robbery. This bitch thieving people. It was a her. This one was a her. But like, you look at it and you're like, programs for days. Click the link to my website. I've got A, B, C for you and everything else. And you're like, listen, this is sickening. I can't look at this shit. I didn't want nothing bad to happen, but I was hoping when she was squatting, I heard a break. It's fucked up.
What's Shakespeare's quote saying that life is just a play and you're just an actor and something like that. I can't remember. But that's even more true now, 120 years later with social media and stuff. I think that...
But right now, the world's a stage, bro. It's fucking ridiculous.
There was a girl that George talked to. We used to hang out in this place in the city when it was pumping every Friday and get food. And it was where a lot of well-off people and me and George used to have a drink because we knew them. And
you said it right when you said well off, but don't worry.
And ironically, myself and George were the only ones that would talk to the people in there in a nice manner and acknowledge them, so they loved us. Obviously, there was a girl there was a lot of, we'll say, gold diggers, and there was one girl who was dressed head to toe in fashion labels, and we're like, wow, that chick is cashed up. And George, who's not afraid to go up and talk to someone, which is a great skill in itself, we said, George, go and talk to that girl, please. Because everyone in the whole place was looking at her. And what did she say? Do you remember? Now, how did she get her clothes?
Oh, I'm not... I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
She told me that she gets them donated for photo shoots and she leases them as well.
Yeah. But she's in fashion school.
She's in fashion school.
She was broke. We had to buy her a drink.
Dead broke.
Dead broke.
Saw her about 3 weeks later, or whatever, a couple of weeks later, same outfit. Yeah. Same thing, remember? And I go, is that chick again? I remember we're eating that time. And I go, at the chick at the bars, that's the same one, eh?
Yeah.
She's wearing the same shit.
Oh my God.
That was pretty bad as well. I forgot about that.
Yeah. But that was real life. Normally, you'll see it on social media. It will be the same thing.
That was actually fucking...
There used to be a fitness marketing guy, and lucky I didn't get... I'm actually going to say his name. His name's Christopher, because he's scammed a lot of people over in the fitness industry for fitness. It's similar to what people do with fat loss. He was doing with personal trainers, because personal trainer, it's a struggle for the first few years. It's like it's like being an apprentice in any field, where it's a plumber, construction, electrician. The first few years are a grind. Okay, and obviously now people are kind of obsessed with social media, but in reality, you just need to get better at your craft, and then you will become more successful. Then you can tell people at the end. But there's people, when it comes to fitness marketing, and they'll go, the reason you don't have this many clients is because you're not good on SEO, you're not good on Instagram, or this is the secret way to post on Facebook. And he was posting from Bali. Okay, he was like, look at me, I'm an online trainer, I'm killing it. I walk to the beach every day. This is my office. I meditate and I train, and I walk topless outside. Only when I went to Bali I realized how the fuck he was doing it, because it's so cheap over there. But he was living the illusion, and he got me on a sales call. I nearly signed up. I think it was about $5,000 to go over for the week, because I was a novice trainer. I was like, this guy's killing it. And the same way, I count my blessings now that I didn't, but I was looking at him the way we were looking at that girl, being like, this person is killing it in life.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's not like that.
You know what? Just on that note as well, because you know Mark Coles. Obviously, when it comes to like marketing, PT, and quality of service, he's got to be like the Don. He's up there. The ones that you see on Insta who are like, sign up quickly in my $4,000 program, the best in the world don't charge that.
Yeah.
His one's like, he goes, I've got a course going for £1,700. He didn't even try to sell it to me, not one time. I messaged him on Insta. He videoed me back. I videoed him. Went back and forth 5 times. This is a guy who's like, he's a multimillionaire. Genuine multimillionaire. Heavy involved in education.
Did he tell you he has 3 spots left?
He said one. No, he didn't.
There's someone who has a post on a sponsor post on the same fitness marketing again, because these people are preying on trainers who, when you're in that fight or flight, you're in that desperation mode, you'll buy anything. It's the same with people with weight loss. You're going to buy stupid shakes that this person tells you is good.
They're selling you hope.
He had a sponsored post, 5 spots left. You sponsored the post, 5 spots left. It's been running for the last 4 weeks.
But you know what? It's repetition as well. Because if you see it over time, you're like, if I am going backwards, business wise, I'm gonna buy it. It's like all those gimmicks that come up. Buy Garcinia, Cambodia. It's gonna do this to your appetite.
They're gonna get you at the right moment, which is the problem.
That's right. Well, you know what? When they're selling your hope, you're looking for something. And when you're looking for something, anything that slaps you in the face.
What do you do when you have a headache?
Yeah, you gotta get Panadol and Nurofen
to stop the headache.
100%.
When you're in emotional pain.
Yeah.
Which is why
stress eating, whatever, drugs.
I keep telling George to start posting on social media as much as we're slating it when it has a use to help people, because there's so many shit people posting on it in regards to weight loss.
Yeah.
Like the only good one I see is, I think, what's his name? Dr. Oz. He's
Dr. Oz. Talks with Oz, bro.
Oh my God.
He's got to be one of the worst. I can't believe that guy's got like one of the most popular TV shows in America. It's fucking mental.
I can't believe people get locked up for selling drugs on the corner and that person is allowed on national TV and doing it.
But he's praised in America. He's massive. I looked into him recently because Jordan Peterson had a sit down with Jordan Peterson. I looked into him background wise. Forget about it, multi.
Yeah.
Every single pharmaceutical company, every single supplement company loves him. He used to have like months in advance for tickets for his show. Months. Oprah loves him. Like, he's just, it's fucking weird, man.
That actually kills me, like seeing that he's allowed to get pumped millions from pharmaceutical. He did a whole episode on how apple cider vinegar will help you lose weight.
Yeah.
If I'm looking for myths to debunk, I'll literally type weight loss, Dr. Oz.
Yeah,
and that will give you my whole content.
Yeah, he'll give you heaps of content. He's actually pretty bad. And what's scary, he's been a doctor for like 30-something years. Well-spoken. He's highly educated.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can take your morals down to that, like your character to that level and push everything that he pushes, it's actually more degrading and scarier that he's allowed to, and he's not only allowed to push as this guy's one of the best. He will help you through all your trauma, all your drama, whether it's mental, weight loss. I'm like, this is shit's gone too far.
In the realm of America, where they make food that is crack cocaine like with
supersized as well, everything's super.
Yeah.
Supersized.
And you don't go, you're not walking to get the supersize. No, you're driving through.
No one's driving anywhere now, but everything's getting delivered now. No one's
delivered.
Maybe now they're out and about, but especially like this year and the rest of it, even if they did walk, every second corner down there is got a Wendy's jumbo burger. It's just one after the other.
So sad.
Like when I was in America, every dish we went to, like every time we went somewhere, how big is that schnitzel? 2 of you can eat and get full from it. And we're like, oh, give us this schnitzel, give us this pasta. Cheesecake Factory in Vegas. Back up servings of food.
Yeah.
Back up. Even like if you ate the trash food, that wasn't really high quality. But I'm talking about when like Macca's, In-N-Out burgers and stuff. Mate, the burger was $2. An In-N-Out burger, $2 something. So like, I'll give me 2 of those jumbos, super chips and whatnot. You're like, fuck, man. If I was on a holiday, if I ate this and I lived here, I'd want to kill myself.
What's the cereal they eat?
Cheerios and shit.
The Loops?
I think they're called Cheerios.
No, Cheerios is that they're actually quote unquote healthier than Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops.
When I was in America, we went to Boston skiing when we were last year of secondary school, high school. And my group of friends, you could feed us till the cows come on. We're not getting fat. Like, we're playing sports all day. We're out. So this was brilliant. We were actually trying to put weight on. And we went down to the buffet breakfast and we were having Fruit Loops, orange juice, maple syrup on the bacon, maple syrup on everything.
They maple everything.
I didn't shit for a week. Like, 2 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
Not 1 gram of fiber in nothing. Anything.
Yeah, the salads and veggies are rarity there for sure.
I had an American client come over. She was on exchange. She never ever seen fresh vegetables in her whole life.
Yeah, I believe that. I got a few who were like...
She only seen it in a can.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a few who like came here for work. They're like, I'm going to go. I met somebody and come here, whether it was for work. And they're like, man, like, this is actually a healthy country. In comparison, I'm like, I don't know about health. There's a lot of big people. And she's like, listen, until you've lived in New York, you don't get to talk to me about this shit.
Yeah.
You don't know. Like, you do not know what's in the schools, what's in the shops on the corner, the fruit market, the supermarket, the petrol station, what you can buy from there, everything's horrific. And you can buy alcohol from like the survey and shit.
She said to me she bought these vegetables. I had to send her YouTube on how to cook. I can't remember what it was. I think it was broccoli. She said, what the fuck's to go with these vegetables? They go off so quick.
That's fucked up, bro.
I said, that's what's supposed to happen. They have enzymes in that break down, so when you eat it, they're going to help your stomach break the food down. She said this. She wasn't used to it. And then when she became overweight, because you add that amount of food in, she was from Washington, and then guess what you add in? No activity. What's the icing on top? Weed. She smoked weed all day.
That bitch got some dramas, bro.
But that's it. Everyone over there, like you're like, wow.
Yes, especially if genetically, like, you're bound to be a bit more overweight or hold a bit more, and you're in that category. Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So bad for you, like blood pressure wise, health wise, fucking crazy.
Well, I was actually listening to someone today talk about. No, obviously there's loads of different variables within this, and the main one being guns are legal, but a lot of the school shootings they've linked to, a lot of those kids were already on SSRIs, so serotonin reuptake inhibitors, so they stop the serotonin obviously going back, so there's more in your brain for people with depression. But I think the research is SSRIs only work with like 20 to 40% of people, and it depends on your genetic SNP in regards to methylation and stuff that is beyond what I can think about, but I'll know the sound bites. They can make it worse. So the SSRIs had made it worse, and almost caused them to do what they're doing. Now you can put that with everything else, but that may be just the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, that's like the icing proper.
Yeah.
All they needed was one little push over the edge, that was it.
Yeah.
It's out of their control as well. Doctors prescribe it and shit.
It's straight off the bat. Well, actually everywhere they prescribe, which is absolutely nuts. You go in and say something, I'm sad.
Yeah, you know what?
Here's, take this SRIs.
Yeah.
You've been bendering all weekend.
Yeah.
You gambled away your house. Of course you're going to be sad.
Not even that. If you've been doing that for 6 months, I'll get drunk on Tuesdays, I'll gamble on Thursdays, I'm on the crack Saturdays. Your brain's just going constantly trying to find a baseline. It's degraded all the time. It's low. All your frequencies are low. It's a far way back. And the drugs aren't going to help. Like 9 times out of 10, you won't even see a doctor tell someone, what have you been doing? So we can diagnose exactly why this situation is the way it is. Oh, you're going through some bad shit, COVID, no worries. Have antidepressants. Here you go. Take these. Come back next week. I can't shit. Have this. This will make you liquefy your shit. All right, but I'm not hungry now, so I got nothing to shit. This will give you an appetite. Man, you're just on a fucking cocktail of drugs. All you need to do is go for a walk, try to regulate your sleep, not have a coffee when you're already stressed off your face. Just chill the fuck out.
Which is why it's crazy, because when you actually get people feeling good, they can't believe it.
Yeah.
Owen Lacey talks about when he talks about in his seminars, and he says he'll ask people, rate your energy when it comes 1 to 5. They go, about 3. Okay, no worries. Ask me more questions. What's your energy level like when you're hungover? About a 3. So you're walking around the same frequency of when you're hungover every day of your life, and you're actually more concerned charging your phone battery than your own health factory, because God forbid you woke up and your battery was at 30%. How are you going to function that day?
100%. I think it was AT. He was giving a lecture and he's like, every single person in this room has their phone on auto update. You walk into Wi-Fi and it's just happening. It's just happening. You need the new app. You need the new latest of everything. When's the last time you updated yourself? When's the last time you actually thought about, what do I need to update? What one app about yourself, what one thing can you do right now Mentally, emotionally, physically, demographic. What can you do to get a bit better? Someone tell me. He's like, I'm asking the question. Someone tell me. Someone say something. And everyone's just like, he caught me off guard. This guy caught me off guard. Fuck. He's like, does everybody have a charger where they know they can get to right now? Put their hands up. People got chargers in their phone and at home and in the car and at the office. Auto update on everything. New Insta? Yeah, I better get that ASAP. New features on the phone? I better get that ASAP. Same thing last 7 years. Same position. People have come to work, got promoted over them. You've been there for that long. I've been trying to lose weight. I've had 3 personal trainers. They're shit. That's it. If a personal trainer can't tell someone who's 15 kilos overweight how to lose some kilos, personal trainer. That's it. You're getting robbed. Yeah. Bottom line.
Personal trainer, you have to paint that even. Because even... but you have to spread it.
There's a lot of
it's
them,
actually... It's sad because a lot of people in the fitness industry are only in it for their own narcissism, not in it to actually help anyone else. Now, the people that do help people, they get busy quick and they will become revered, but they're not seen a lot, unfortunately. Because you can do a personal training certificate. I think you can do it online. In some places, you can do it in a few days online. Like it's something crazy like that.
I'm pretty sure right now, even if you do like the leading one in Australia, they give you a 6-month window. But if you do it full time, just depending on the markings coming back from your assignments and stuff, you can probably do it in about 3 weeks.
Guess how many people failed my PT when I did? 0. Do you know why? Because you paid them $5,000.
Yeah, but they send me back the answers online. When I don't mind online. I didn't do it in the classroom. I done it online, and I sent the assessment away. One of them said, "This is, I think it was something to do with an exercise for a specific person, like one of those scenarios they paint for you, and you have to come through with how to rectify the situation, sort of thing." And I sent it back to him, and I sent it back again, and it came back like failed. I rang AIPT.
Yeah.
Let me speak to the guy who marked this for me, please. And they're like, no worries, we can get him to call you back. And I spoke to him and I said, well, what's the situation here? Like, it doesn't specify that anything is wrong. Is what I've written counterproductive for what I need to do?
Yeah. For
the plan. Because you didn't say how to do something. I put the total opposite in the answer for the next one. And then I regulated it the 3rd time. What do you want me to put here? And he said, oh, it's not that, it's just that. And I'm like, is it wrong? He said, no, it's just not what's specified for us to mark as correct.
Wow.
I'm like, so you've got a gauge to work off. They got 0 fucks about who's getting that certificate. You pay them.
Yeah.
They literally have sent me in a return, put this, it needs to be this. And I'm like, this is an assessment in module 4 or 5. The guy just told me what to put, and I'm going to take somebody at the gym into exercise, compound lifting, and everything else. That's why people ask me, I'm going to become a Cert 3, Cert 4. I'm going to get my Cert 3, Cert 4 to become a PT. You know, like, they teach you everything you need to know. No. They take your money. That's it. They don't do anything. They give you the absolute bare minimum knowledge. But even then, it's not even like...
Yeah, it's a bit sad.
You're not going to take... Yeah, the industry itself is very like unregulated. Saturated as fuck as well. It's scary.
Saturated, not competitive. But I don't... I just feel bad, and I know you do. We just feel bad when people are getting ripped off. Like, people are paying a certain amount of money for a service where they think everyone should be at a certain level, whether it's online or face-to-face. And you are literally flushing your money down the drain.
Yeah.
Now, from a business point of view, it makes us more in demand. And when I say us, it's just people that actually care and give a proper service. We'll sit a client down. I know it always happens to you. And you'll be almost delighted when that person says, I've had a personal trainer before. lovely.
Did they A, did they B, did you say?
Oh, did you go for your nutrition? No, never did that. Oh, did you do an assessment? No. Did you do a measure? No.
The best one? I didn't have a program to follow. I saw my trainer once a week, and then I do my own thing in the gym.
Yeah.
It's over. Get a rope, find that trainer, do your thing tree. That's it, do your fucking thing tree.
So...
That's too far.
Yeah, you have to make sure to do your research before you get PT. It's nuts. And that's why even with my online training, I will be confident of getting a better result than 99.9% of people in the fitness industry, and I don't even get to see them face to face. And I have people that have signed up with me who already have trainers, but just, which is nuts.
Yeah.
It's a broken system, because when I was first a trainer, I was having people stand on Bosu balls and all sorts, and lucky someone actually pointed me in the right direction. And I think George was lucky when he came in and he met a few of us that we could point him in the right direction and take him under his wing. A blessing in the sky, some may say. God knows what you'd be making people do now.
No, I still put him through that.
You would have found your way, but it would have been the long way.
Yeah, I think more based on like meeting everybody as I did, and then getting mentoring based on like more, what do they say, general population sort of everyday sort of like, I'm not going to crank myself at the gym, I'm just at the gym to feel good sort of thing. I probably pushed them a bit hard off the bat. We're like, we're going to do the sort of training that I like to do, rather than thinking to myself, what does this person need?
Yeah, we all make that mistake. We train people too hard.
Yeah.
I used to think that I need to kill people to get a result. I'm sure people trying to lose fat are of the same mindset, that if you're not crawling down the stairs. And we used to laugh. George obviously being eager to get a result. His nickname when he started was Drop Set George. Because if you don't know what a drop set is, it's basically when you do a set to failure, drop the weight, say 10%, or to the next weight, go again to complete failure, and then drop it one more triple drop set.
Which is not totally the wrong thing to do.
No, it's just in the right circumstance.
But very, very wrong for 90% of the people in the city who came down just to feel good and get some results. I think that I tell people now is probably exercise is only like a fraction of it, sort of thing. Probably 20% maybe. Your food and checking yourself in every, like all the other aspects we were talking about earlier. But I tell people, you want to come to the gym and you want to leave calmly depleted, not aggressively empty. You want to leave, feel pretty good. If I had to right now, I could probably go again into that gym.
You want to leave feeling better.
Your objective when you leave the gym should be feeling, I don't care if you walked in there feeling amazing, you need to walk out of there feeling phenomenal.
Yeah.
And if you walk in there stressed, a lot of things on my mind, a lot of emails, a lot of business, sure my kids are giving me a headache, and you come in and try to kill yourself, shit's going to get heaps worse for you.
Yeah, it's way counterproductive.
You want to relax, you're tight in your back, open your back up, relax, breathe out, open your hip. You don't need to pick up heavy weight. 9 times out of 10, getting your body in the position it needs to be is going to do you heaps more justice than picking up something because the person next to you has that weight or whatnot.
Stimulate, not annihilate. And then you wonder, you'll kill yourself in a HIIT class, and we're always going about it because we always see it, or whether it's train yourself to the ground because that's what someone told you to do, and then you'll add life stress on top of that, and you not sleeping, and then you wonder why you keep binging out every night.
There's no traction in
your body's just in a complete state of stress, and that is actually what's supposed to happen. So again, that's something I've learned. No, you have, and that training people too hard is really counterproductive. And a lot of the time with people that are stressed, we'll actually cut the session short, and we'll do more mobility and more relaxation stuff, because
I like calm, moderate cardio stuff at the end.
Yeah.
Like even today, I had one of those weeks. Like no worries, move around for 10 minutes, simplify the stuff at the beginning, the workouts, keep it moderate, light on the leg press. The hips are opening, all good. She likes the leg press anyway, so I'll do an exercise that you like. do some rows, done some pull downs, got on the bike, 2 minutes, moderate. Feeling amazing. Thank you so much. This is great. Stretch for a couple of minutes, calm the body down, enjoy the weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
think that whole there's a time and place for the hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you can,
if you have to have the recovery capabilities to match. So if all you do is train, and that's the hardest thing you have to do that day, you can kill yourself into the ground because you're going to be in your relaxation the other 90% of the day.
And I put it down to like how you're conditioned as well. Like recovery is a major factor. How you eat, how you're going to sleep, how you're feeling. But I've got some clients, for them going hard is like a 300 meter sprint on the rower. That's huge. I got other people who are like, we're doing 16 rounds of hit on the bike. That's your hard.
Everyone's different.
Someone else is going to come in. You're conditioned well. It's Monday. When you're going to push the sled, you're going to do pull-ups, and you're going to whack the ropes together.
Yeah, it depends where you are. You have to build up to the stage.
There's levels to everything.
To warrant to train hard.
There's levels to everything. You're going to come in, feel good, get your confidence up, gym IQ starts getting better, nutrition IQ starts getting on point. Let's put it all together. Once you start going to the gym without your trainer, they start feeling good. I'm confident. I'm comfortable being here. I can move some decent weight comfortably. I know what I'm supposed to be feeling. You're building up to go in that real, like, we're going to step it up a notch. It's going to get more intense.
So how would you round all what we've talked about today? We've had a look at comparing yourself to others. We gave a few examples. You've looked at Instagram. How can be a blessing or a curse? We looked at training. What would maybe 3 takeaways you give the listener to your wise advice?
I think number 1 is probably as corny as this sounds in 2020.
Yeah.
Actually know what you want. If you're going to go to the gym because that's just the right thing to do and everyone else is doing it sort of thing, it's probably not going to work for you. Don't worry about it. Think about what you really want. Even if it's more than just your fat loss. The gym's a good place to start, but you have to know what you want to start with. So have a goal of what you want. Number 2, I'd say be realistic with it. You know, if you're trying to lose weight and it's taking you a year to get overweight, give yourself a few months. You know, take your time. Definitely don't compare yourself to other people on any social media or anything like that. You are you. You can do your best. That's it.
Last one. If you want to lean up, get on the ice.
If you're not on the ice now, you're missing it. I don't know what you're doing with your life.
I'm going to leave it at that. George, where can everyone else find you? And you're not that active on social media. You need to be more, but we'll
start step that up slowly but surely.
What's your username, George Accari? How do you spell that?
George Accari, so George, George, and Accari is Accari.
Is that your username? Is there any underscore in there? George underscore?
I think it's underscore. George underscore Accari.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where I'm at most of the time.
And you have your own podcast you're starting up?
Yeah, it's going to be called The Great Cast, episode 1, coming up shortly.
Yeah. Put
a link for that on my Insta.
Yeah.
Can I touch base very quickly just on 3 subjects: food, exercise, and recovery.
Let's check that out.
The basics, and apart from that, stay strong.
We will see you all in the next episode. Boom, episode 31 in the books. Hopefully, I'm pretty confident you enjoyed listening to that as much as I did recording it. Lots of life lessons in there. Main ones being stay off the ice, stay in school, kids. I'm excited to bring you the next few episodes. I have some brilliant guests lined up. People that are way smarter than me. And I'm excited to spread all that knowledge so you can apply it to your life to live a healthier, happier, and be a more confident you and all that good stuff. As always, please rate and review on iTunes, Spotify, and wherever else this is. Spread the good word. And I will see you all in episode 32. Have a great week, and I will see you then.